Hello folks, welcome to Outdoors with Bud. I'm your host, Bud Fields. Well, I've got another little segment to do for you. I've had people ask me, how do you carry a lot of your equipment in and out of the woods? Now I gotta admit, sometimes I've got enough stuff I could rent a llama or a pack mule to get in and out. Years ago, I used to wear a lot of camouflage jeans and camouflage hunting pants that had the big cargo pockets on them. Well, if I ever ripped them on a chain or a barbed wire fence or something, or they faded out real bad, and when I went to throw them away, I would cut those big cargo pockets out of those. And then on the inside of my hunting jacket, I sewed those cargo pockets in there. Well, I had like 4 pockets in the jacket, plus some cargo pockets. Well, that was fun too. But anymore, I got to where I've been using these little camouflage bags. Now you can buy these at any outdoor sporting goods store. I mean, I bought them at Bass Pro, I bought them at Cabela's, Dunham's, Dick's Sporting Goods, Sportsman's Warehouse, Walmart's, even back when they had Kmart's. And these things are really handy. They've got a little hook on the back of them. If you want to hook it onto your belt loop, you can do that. But what I like to carry it with the shoulder strap, and it's got a little pad here. You can just simply put it over your shoulder, and it's kind of out of your way when you're walking into the woods. Now, I've got one that I use strictly for when I'm bow hunting. There's a side pocket in this pouch. Now, just to give you an idea of some of the things that I carry with me. And you want to know why you're so tired when you get back to the truck. Here's some of the things that I carry in my pouch when I'm deer hunting. I've got extra batteries for my laser digital rangefinder. If I'm out there and my batteries go dead, I'm usually out of luck. I carry an extra set of batteries. I've got a broadhead wrench in case I need to replace my broadheads. I can use it on the 3-blade, the 4-blade, or just a 2-blade. But I can put this in there and tighten them up or take them out. I've also got a little hook if I need to tie a haul line or something on the side of a tree. I've got a hook that I can use. I also got bowstring wax, and I've also got rail lube for the crossbow. They recommend on a crossbow, or even if you're shooting a regular bow, compound bow or a recurve bow, you need to keep your bowstring wax or it's going to start dry rotting and get real fuzzy on you. I carry extra bowstring wax in here. Now this is rail lube. I know this looks like it's a chapstick or something like this, but this is a fine formulated oil that I rub on the rail lube, on the rail on the crossbow, because that bowstring is actually in contact with that rail 100% of the time. And when you shoot it, it slides across there and it's going to heat up and it's going to start ruining your bowstring. But if you put this rail stuff on there, you just simply unscrew it and it's got like a little sponge right there, a little felt piece. You just rub that on there, and if you want to take your finger and smooth it out, they normally recommend about every 5 shots that you shoot, you use the rail lube. Okay. Also, I've got like an extra cable hook for my crossbow. I also carry my hunting license in the pouch and with the scissors, because you got to notch out your license and all this stuff, but I carry it in a little sandwich bag in case it gets to raining. Now, this is pretty well watertight, but there's been times that I've reached in there and I forgot to zip it up, and then the rainwater will go in it. Then I've got extra bowstring wax and rail lube that I carry in there. Well, then on the inside, there's a zipper that comes across. Sounds like Mario Andretti. Early part of the bow season, I like to wear a camouflage knitted face mask, keeps the mosquitoes off your face. I carry that in there. I also carry my flashlight inside of there. Now I don't use this too much during the early season, but I always carry my deer call. Sounds like he's got a cold. I carry my deer call in there. Then I've got flashlight batteries in case you're out there. You never know how long those flashlight batteries are going to last. Also, this is the standard rope cocker that comes with a crossbow. Now, the one I showed you on my crossbow is built in. Usually with these, like if you're shooting, you just wear it around your neck. Now, you don't want to do that when you're hunting because it's liable to bang together and make noise. But that's just in case the one on my crossbow acts up. I've got a way to get the string back, because there's no way you're going to be able to reach down like they do on TV and pull that string up on a crossbow and cock it. And then these are handy to have. When I was talking about the arrows going in deep inside of the targets, a lot of times if your hand's sweaty, you're trying to pull that arrow out, you can't get it out. These are made by some of the different companies. These are arrow pullers. As you can see, there's a slot that goes all the way through it. You just put that arrow shaft inside of that and you pinch this, and that rubber will not slide. You're going to have good traction on that arrow. You can just pull that out real easy. I always carry some of those in here. And I've seen them in different places. And there's also another little side pouch in here if you want to put, some guys like to use camouflage face cream that's black, green, and brown and all that. They carry that in there. But that just gives you an idea of the one that I carry with me when I'm bow hunting. And even though you put all this stuff in here, it's not all that heavy. Okay, now that's the one I carry when I'm bow hunting. Now I've got another one here that I've got rigged up for like when I'm hunting with my muzzle loader. It's got the little pouch in the front, and I've got some of these hand warmers, which I really don't use anymore since I got these rechargeable hand warmers. But there's an extra pouch in here that you can carry stuff in, and this also is pretty much watertight. Okay, now here is like my hunting license for my gun. And like I said, I like to put them in a plastic bag just in case I get nervous and excited, because sometimes when I get in my tree stand, I've got a shooting rail. Instead of leaving this around my neck, I will hang it on the side of my tree stand. And there's been times like I've had a shot at a deer and I had to reload, and I got so excited I left that pouch open. Well, then it rained and the rainwater got in it. Also, I've got a couple of those headlights that's battery powered. It's where you can put them on your head and go in. Okay, these are primers for my muzzle loader. I always carry these with me. This is what ignites the charge, all right? Then these are my Pyrodex pellets. These are, instead of being regular gunpowder, black powder, these are synthetic. And what I like about this is you can buy these little pellets. These are already pre-formed. It's darker on the side to my left than the rest of it. That is a hot primer. Once that primer is struck by the firing pin on that muzzle loader, that makes it shoot faster. Now each one of these are 50 grains. If you shoot 100 grains, you simply put 2 of these pellets in your barrel, and then you just put your bullet, and that's going to be another discussion for a topic before too long. And I'll tell you why I like shooting these compared to black powder. And this is what I carry my bullets and my sabots in. This is like a plastic wad, and this is the actual projectile itself right out here on the end. You put you put 2 of these down the barrel of your muzzle loader, and they slide all the way down to the breech plug, and then you put your bullet in, you take a ramrod and you just push it down until it stops. Then you put that primer on, but I'm going to show you how to do that before too long. It's going to be a future podcast. And I've got extra pieces in here. I've got like extra primers, extra breech plug holes. Okay, I use a lot of scent, like candles. This is just my lighter that I light them. I also, a lot of times when I'm field dressing the deer, I'll put on these plastic gloves, because a lot of people, it's not that I don't mind getting bloody. Sometimes if that animal is not feeling real well, you could, if it's got a disease, there's a good possibility if you got a cut on your hand or your finger, you're going to get a disease. Now, I've got some of these that's like a gauntlet that comes all the way up to here that I really like. But these are handy to have. This is what they call a ball starter. That's like when you put that bullet inside of the barrel. A lot of times you struggle to get that down there. Instead of getting your ramrod out, which is about this long, and pushing it all the way, you just push this, put that on top of the bullet, and you start it. Boy, that'll put it down that far. Well, then you get the ramrod and you can put it in there. And then this is just something that I always plug that in right there. And if you want to put this on your ramrod, it kind of cushions your fingers. But these are extremely handy to have. They're not really expensive. I've seen some of these that were all green. I've seen some that was all black. I just got to where I was buying the camouflage, and I like them real well. I think you can get these. I hate to quote prices because a lot of times everything's up a little bit higher than what I always thought they would be. But I think these, you can get these for around, give or take a few dollars, say $15. But they're awful handy to have. You can put a lot of things in here, and some things you hope you're never going to need, but if you need them, you're going to have them. Now you're always going to have to, if you're muzzleloader hunting, you're always going to have to carry your ammunition, your primers, and everything like that. But that's one way that I like to get them in and out of the woods. But like I say, when I get up in the tree, I might hang this on the side of the stand to where I don't have to worry about getting up and maybe that coming loose and banging on the tree stand and making a noise and alerting the deer. So I hope I gave you some helpful information there. You might look at Walmart or something. I've even bought a couple of these at garage sales. So folks, that's another hopefully handy tip that I can share with you. If you've got some things, there's always something you're leaving in the camp. And you can't really get a pack mule back in the woods a lot where we hunt. So if you want to get a couple of these and pick them up, I think you're going to find out they're awfully handy to have. So I want to thank you for letting me come into your homes today. I want you to come back and look for some more Outdoors with Bud podcasts. I've got some things coming up. Somebody wanted to know if we could do a podcast about some recipes, and I'm trying to talk my wife into it because I'm a microwave gourmet. I can push a button and that's about it. But she can give you some hints on that. And it took forever to talk her into doing the podcast when we first started making these podcasts, but she done it, and I thought she'd done a pretty good job. So once again, thank you, and God bless you. We'll see you in the woods. Goodbye now.